Hello students, in the previous lecture we have discussed about differentiability and continuity of different functions, correct? So today in this lecture we are going to discuss about application of differentiation, so which is very important, wherein we are going to use the concepts and topics of differentiability. So we are going to use the differentiability concept and we are going to derive different functions in finding some quantities. So wherein this includes application. Okay, so we are going to make use of derivatives in finding some measurements. Okay, so now let us see. As we know, this chapter is very important for IIT, and wherein in this chapter there are some subtopics which are very important, especially with respect to their priority wise. Okay, with respect to their importance, we are going to discuss those concepts first. Okay, so now let us see what are the concepts are there in application of differentiation, right? So first topic, tangent and normal, right? So here we are going to find slope of tangent of a given curve and with respect to x, and obviously we are going to find slope of normal, right? So we are going to discuss about tangent and normal of the given curve at one particular point. Okay, and we are going to discuss whenever two curves cut orthogonally, what will be the condition, and similarly we are going to discuss also about finding angle between two curves. Okay, so like that we are going to discuss those topics in this topic. Okay, so by finding two slopes, slope of first curve, slope of second curve, we are going to find angle between two curves, right? By using the formula tan theta equals to modulus of m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. Clear? So now second concept, mean value theorem. So in that we'll be going to have some problems based on Rolle's theorem and Lagrange's mean value theorem, as we have learnt already. Now in this third topic, maxima and minima, that is very important topic. So wherein we are going to show given function as maximum or minimum. Okay, if the function is minimum, so what are the dimensions of that given expression? Okay, so if function is minimum, so what is the value of x where function is minimum, where the function is maximum? These all things we are going to discuss in different word problems also, that also we have learnt, right? Now increasing and decreasing, so function is going to be increasing, okay, function is going to be decreasing. So if function is increasing, in which interval function is increasing, in which interval function is decreasing, so these all things we are going to discuss. So whenever function is neither increasing or not decreasing, right, in that case, so f dash of x will be 0, derivation of that curve will be 0, so that will be a flat curve, horizontal. So it is neither increasing nor decreasing case where first derivative will be 0, f dash of x equals 0, right? That also we know, right? Now rate measure, so in that we are going to discuss about rate of change of different quantities with respect to another quantities. For example, if radius of the circle changes, obviously its area will be increased or decreased, changes, right? So with respect to change in the radius, how fast the area of circle is going to be increased. Okay, so what is the increasing rate of area, what is the increasing rate of volume with respect to so given dimensions, length, right? So we are going to find out rate measure. We are going to discuss rate measure, wherein we are going to find rate of change of one quantity with respect to change in another quantity we are going to discuss. Now in the last concept we are going to discuss about errors and approximation. So wherein delta x, delta y we are going to discuss. Delta x means change in x and delta y means change in y. So change in y with respect to x means simply we can write as delta y by delta x. So whenever that quantity, that change tends to 0, so that will be approximately equals to dy by dx. So that we know. Okay, so later on we are going to discuss about dy by dx only, but earlier it was delta y delta x, which is change in y with respect to change in x. Okay, and also we are going to discuss about approximation, wherein we are going to find approximate value of, okay, square root of given numbers. Okay, so for example, root 16 4, root 17 4 point change, right? So that 4 point, that decimal value also we are going to calculate accurately. Okay, exactly we are going to find out that value of square root of numerals. Okay, square root of 17, square root of 26, like that. Okay, so by making use of some formula in this topic, approximation. Okay, anyway, so on the whole, this chapter is very important for IIT. So wherein first three topics are very important, as we can expect one problem each from these three topics every time. Okay, so first priority, first importance we are going to give it to tangent and normal. Second, mean value theorems. Third, maxima and minima. Okay, so for that reason we are going to start today's lecture with this topic, which is tangent and normal. Okay, so now let us go for discussing first topic, which is tangent and normal. Okay, so now what do you mean by tangent and what do you mean by normal will be going to discuss by taking a curve. But before taking a curve, first of all, let us go for taking one straight line. As we know from straight line topic from coordinate geometry, so this is one straight line and which is making some angle, correct, theta. Okay, generally as we have learned, how can you find slope of a tangent? By using its inclination, correct. Now tell me, what is the slope of this line now? What is the slope of this straight line here? So m equals to tan theta, that we know. So m equal tan theta, by using tan theta, so by substituting that inclination in that, we are going to find slope or gradient of that line, that we know, right? So now we are going to introduce a curve, okay, to which this line is a tangent now. Okay, so now let me take a curve, right? So this is a curve and this line is going to touch that curve at one point, let us say x1 comma y1. Okay, so p of x1 comma y1 be a point on the curve. Okay, that point satisfies tangent line and curve also. Generally we'll take any curve in the form of y equals to f of x. So this is x curve. Okay, so now at one point P, a tangent is drawn. It is making angle theta with respect to x-axis, correct? So now if you know the angle, easily we can find slope of that line, slope of that tangent line. So let me take this as t. So here what is tangent here? PT is tangent, correct? So PT is tangent at P for the curve. PT is tangent at P for that curve, correct? So this is making some angle. For example, if you don't know the inclination of this line, just by using this curve and by using this point of contact, so how can you find slope of the tangent line? Okay, let me repeat. If you don't know this inclination of tangent line, just you are given equation of curve y equal to f of x, and where it is going to touch that curve, point of contact also given. Then by making use of this curve and this point of contact, how can you find slope of this tangent? Simply just we are going to differentiate that curve, so we can get dy by dx, correct? So if you derive this curve, we'll get dy by dx. After that, after derivating that curve equation, just substitute this point in that, then we'll get slope of tangent. What do we get? Slope of tangent, correct? So that we know, slope of tangent, right? So but just by derivating given curve, by substituting that point, we are going to get slope of tangent. Clear? Now let us go for drawing another line which is perpendicular to this tangent. Okay, so let me draw another line which is perpendicular to this tangent. Okay, let me draw like this. Okay, a line which is perpendicular to tangent. Okay, so let us say this line. Okay, so let me take this as n. Okay, now so whatever line perpendicular to tangent, okay, which was drawn at that point of contact only, so that is known as normal. Okay, so here what is normal? PT is tangent, PN, a line which is perpendicular to tangent, that is normal. So let us imagine this as perpendicular. Okay, right? Now so here what is PN? So this is normal. So normal is a line which is perpendicular to tangent and passes to that point. That means this point of contact P of x1 comma y1 satisfies three things. This point satisfies curve, tangent and normal also. Okay. Anyway, we have found out slope of tangent. How can we find slope of tangent of the curve? We derivate the given curve and substitute that point where it touches. Then we will get slope of tangent. Then how can we find slope of normal? So slope of normal will be reciprocal of that. Correct? So slope of normal will be, slope of normal is minus 1 by slope of tangent. Correct? So minus 1 by this value, whichever we'll get by substituting this value in the dy by dx. Because whenever two lines are perpendicular, m1 into mt equals to minus 1. So that we know, that we have learnt in class 11 straight lines topic. Whenever two lines are perpendicular, m1 mt equal to minus 1. That means, can I take m1 equals to minus 1 by m2? Correct? Right. So one line slope is minus 1 by another line slope. Correct? Whenever two lines are perpendicular, like that I wrote. Okay? To write slope of normal, so minus, by taking reciprocal of that, we'll change the sign. So that will be the slope of normal. Now tell me, what will be the equation of this line? Generally for every line, we have an equation. Correct? Similarly, for every tangent also we have an equation. Similarly, for every normal also we have an equation. Generally, to find equation of any line, what are needed generally? To find equation of any line, we need a point. Yes, point is given, suppose x1, y1. And what is slope of that? Yes, we have found out m. Okay. So now we can find equation of tangent. Okay. So what is equation of tangent? By using point slope form, we have point and slope also we have calculated by derivating given curve, substituting given point, right? So equation of tangent will be y minus y1 equals to m into y minus y1 equals to m into x minus x1. So this will be the equation of tangent, as we have learnt in straight line topic. By having one point x1 y1, one slope m, we can find equation of any straight line. Correct? Similarly, how can we find equation of normal? As normal also one straight line. Correct? Equation of normal also will write in the same manner, because point is same, point of intersection is same. At the same point only I can find normal. But what is the slope of normal? Minus 1 by m. So in place of slope I can substitute minus 1 by m into x minus x1. So this will be the equation of normal. Correct? So slope of tangent, slope of normal. Here what is the tangent here? PT is tangent, PN is normal. Clear? So this is the concept of tangent and normal. Okay, in this generally some of the times will be asked to find out slope of tangent. Simply we'll derivate the curve and substitute the point, we'll get easy. And slope of normal, for example, slope of tangent is 2. Slope of tangent is 2. What about slope of normal? Minus 1 by 2. Correct? Similarly, for example, slope of tangent is 2 by 3. What about slope of normal? Reciprocal and change the sign. So minus 3 by 2. Correct? So like that we can write slope of tangent also, from that equation of tangent also we can write. And sometimes we'll be asked to find point of contact also, points on the curve. Okay, in that case slope must be given. For example, slope is given it as 2 by 3. Then find the points on the curve. Point is not given here in this model question, points are not given, we are going to find point on the curve or points on the curve, okay, but slope must be given, okay. Then how can find point of contact there? Just we'll take given curve, derivate that, dy by dx will get, the dy by dx we should equate it to slope, given slope, okay. So then we'll get the value of x coordinate of the point. That x coordinate if you substitute in the given curve equation, then we'll get y coordinate, value of y coordinate. So finally we'll get points or point on the curve, okay. So this concept is very easy, okay. So in this some points are there which are very important to remember. For example, tangent is parallel to x-axis. Whenever tangent is parallel to x-axis, of course one line is parallel to any line, then what is the condition? Slopes are equal, correct? Similarly, whenever tangent of given curve is parallel to x-axis, that means slope will be 0 because slope of x-axis is 0, correct? And similarly, whenever tangent is parallel to y-axis, whenever tangent is parallel to y-axis, okay, so whenever tangent, this is curve suppose, so this is the tangent, whenever tangent is parallel to y-axis, so what happens in this case? Its normal slope will be 0, correct or not? Then normal will be like this, correct? Normal will be like this. Whenever tangent is like that, parallel to x-axis, then normal will be parallel to, whenever tangent is parallel to y-axis, so normal will be parallel to x-axis, then slope of normal will be 0, okay. And so whenever tangents make equal intercepts, then dy by dx equals to -1, okay. These also very important. And whenever two tangents are perpendicular, then m1 into m2 equals to -1, okay. So product of slopes is -1. So those all things we'll discuss. So in important points to remember in this topic, okay. First of all, this is the concept, just take a note of this, okay, right. So after that we'll be going to discuss some important points to remember for competitive in this topic. Clear? Just make a note of it. Now we'll discuss some important points, so which are very important here. Now, so before that, so this is the tangent as we discussed. PT is tangent, PN is normal which is perpendicular to tangent, correct? So after that, so this is making suppose angle theta with respect to x-axis. Now as we know this is 90, correct or not? So this is 90 degrees. Then so what will be the angle here? So what will be the angle formed by normal line there? So that is the exterior angle. Exterior angle equal to sum of interior angles, correct or not? 90 plus theta. So this will be 90 plus theta, correct or not? So sum of interior angles I am going to write, right? So that will be 90 plus theta, that we know, right? Now first, what is the first topic? What is first point which we need to remember in this topic? So whenever tangent is parallel to x-axis, then slope will be 0, correct? So now first point in this, if the tangent is parallel to x-axis, if the tangent is parallel to x-axis, tangent is parallel to x-axis given, okay, so from the curve, okay, so tangent of the given curve is parallel to x-axis, then slope is 0, okay, then slope is 0, correct? Now similarly, if the tangent is parallel to y-axis, if the tangent is parallel to y-axis, tangent is parallel to y-axis, so whenever tangent is parallel to y-axis, it will be vertical line, correct or not? So then its perpendicular line slope will be 0, correct? So whenever tangent is parallel to y-axis means slope will be undefined. So slope of tangent is undefined, but whenever slope of tangent is undefined, slope of normal will be 0, correct, which is perpendicular. So that means then slope of normal will be 0. Slope of normal, okay. slope of normal will be 0. Okay, so here slope of tangent, right? M means slope of tangent, slope of tangent. Okay, now sometimes will be given tangent is parallel to one given line. So obviously slope of the tangent is slope of that given line, correct? For example, what is the slope of one line ax plus by plus c equal to 0? Okay, generally what is the slope of one given line? Minus x coefficient by y coefficient. So slope will be minus a by b, correct or not? Generally slope of any line will take like that, minus a by b, correct? So now here we write the same. So if tangent of the curve, right? If the tangent is parallel to ax plus by plus c equal to 0, one line. Okay, so whenever tangent is parallel to ax plus by plus c equal to 0, then so what is slope there? Slope of tangent will be equal to slope of this line. What is slope of this line? Minus a by b. Then slope of tangent also minus a by b, correct? So then m equals to minus a by b. M equals to minus a by b. Clear? So this is the point which is very important, right? Now sometimes will be given tangent is positive in the question. In IIT, generally in some of the question tangent is positive, means tan theta is positive. Tan theta greater than 0 means slope of that tangent is greater than 0. Whenever slope is positive, so m greater than 0, okay, slope or gradient greater than 0. Okay, so now whenever theta lies in the first quadrant, tan theta greater than 0. Whenever theta is acute, correct? So whenever theta is obtuse, obviously slope will be less than 0, right? So now if the tangent is positive, okay, if the tangent is positive, then what can we write? Tan theta greater than 0 means slope greater than 0. This only happens if theta belongs to first quadrant. First preference is acute. Okay, so now similarly here second point, if the tangent is negative, so whenever tangent is negative, tan theta is negative. Okay, so whenever tangent is negative there, then tan theta is less than 0. So slope less than 0 in this, correct? If theta belongs to second quadrant, correct? That we can understand. So obviously whenever theta is acute, right, so that slope will be positive. Whenever theta is obtuse, slope will be negative, correct? So we have to understand by this wording, right? If the tangent is positive, the tangent is negative means slope is negative or gradient is negative. Clear? So hope I can understand from that. Okay, now if the tangent makes equal angles, see here, for example, this is a curve, right? So this is a curve. Now we are going to take one tangent. Okay, so this is the tangent, x-axis, y-axis. So this is the curve y equal to f of x. So now this tangent is making equal intercepts. So this part, this length both are equal. Suppose this length both are equal, right? Whenever tangent of the curve makes equal intercepts, okay, then m equals to plus or minus 1, 45 and 135. Okay, plus or minus 1. So that is very important. If the tangent is equally inclined with to both the axes. Okay, so to both the axes, equally inclined to both the axes. Okay, then m equals to plus or minus 1. So slope of tangent plus or minus 1. Obviously slope of normal also plus or minus 1. Okay, whenever tangents are making equal angles. So one is in 45, one is in 135. Okay, so this case is different. Okay, so whenever tangent is making equal intercepts, then dy by dx equal to minus 1 in this case. See, let me write this case. Okay, if the tangent makes equal intercepts, okay, makes equal intercepts with the coordinate axis, what can I write now here? Then dy by dx equal to minus 1. This is very important point. So dy by dx equals to minus 1. This is an important point, so which we need to remember. Okay, so now, so seventh point in this, sometimes will be given equation of curve in parametric form. Generally you will not be given equation of curve directly. Generally every time we can expect equation of curve in the form of y equal to f of x. Okay, but can you expect every time curve in the form of y equal to f of x? No. Sometimes equation of curve will be given in the form of parametric form, like x equal to f of t, y equal to g of t, right? X equal to 80 square, y equal to 280, like that. Okay, so now if the curve is given in parametric form, if the equation of curve is in the form of parametric form, okay, so parametric form, what is that? X equal to f of t and y equals to g of t. Okay, so whenever you are given curve in parametric form like x equal to f of t, y equal to g of t, then this is only will be the point. So point will be f of t comma g of t. So point of intersection will be x comma y. So that is only the curve, that is only the point of contact. So f of t comma g of t, correct? So then the point of intersection, intersection of tangent, okay, point of contact also we can call, is f of t comma g of t. F of t comma g of t, correct or not? X coordinate, y coordinate. So now let us write equation of tangent. How can I write equation of tangent? Okay, here, acha, from this, that is the point of contact. Okay, then how can you find dy by dx? Generally, by having point, we cannot find the slope. Okay, how can you find the slope? We need to find dy by dx. We need to get dy by dx. Then substitute the point, we'll get slope of tangent. Correct? So, do you have point here? Yes, that is only the point. X coordinate, y coordinate. And what is the value of dy by dx? So, whenever x value, y value function is given in parametric form, how can find dy by dx? As we have learnt in first year, class 11, dy by dx equal to dy by dt by dx by dt, means derivation of second function by first function. So can I write dy by dx, or say dy by dx, that is the slope here. Okay, so what can I write? G dash of t by f dash of t. Correct? So this is slope. Now let us write equation of tangent. Correct? So equation of tangent we can write. Okay, how can I write? Y minus y1. What is y1? G of t. Y minus g of t equals to m. What is slope here? G dash of t by f dash of t. Right? G dash of t by f dash of t into x minus f of t. Correct? So this is the equation of tangent in parametric form. So in most of the cases for competitive, so you will be given equation of the curve in parametric form only in most of the cases. So you must know how to take point in that case. Okay, and how to find slope for that? Okay, then how can you make the point original there? Then how can you find equation of tangent? So these all things we have to know. Okay, so from this we can find equation of normal also. Okay, just by writing reciprocal of this, by taking minus for that. What is slope of normal there? Minus f dash of t by g dash of t, will substitute there. We'll get equation of normal also in that case. Clear? So this is the introduction of tangent and normal. And there is one more concept which is very important. Okay, generally we don't have that topic in NCERT, CBSE, right? But we have that topic in ISC and state syllabus, right? So what are those? Length of subtangent and length of subnormal. Okay, so what is length of tangent? What is length of subtangent? What is length of normal? What is length of subnormal? Before that, first of all, what is the length of tangent? Okay, which partition is length of tangent? Which partition is length of normal? Okay, that we'll be going to see after this. Okay, see here P is the point of contact, right? So now let us see this part. Okay, so PT suppose. Okay, here let me take T. That PT length is, okay, PT or TP. So this length is length of tangent. Okay, similarly, what is length of normal? And here to point of intersection of x-axis for the normal. So let me take this as n suppose. Okay, there Pn will be the length of normal, Pt is the length of tangent. Okay, so now what is length of subtangent? Okay, subtangent means, so this is tangent and its projection is subtangent. Okay, so projection means, let me take projection of P here. Let me take projection of P in this. Okay, let me take this one as P1. Okay, so whenever TP is length of tangent, TP1 is length of subtangent. Similarly, what is length of normal? Pn is length of normal from point of contact to point of intersection of normal with x-axis. Okay, what is length of subnormal? Its projection. This is normal, its projection here, this one. So np1 or p1n is the length of subnormal. This is length of subnormal, this is length of subtangent. Clear? So we are going to discuss formulas for those: length of tangent, length of subtangent, and length of normal and length of subnormal also in the next slide. Okay, just have a look at these, make a note of it. So in the next slide we'll be going to discuss about length of subtangent and normal also. Clear? Make a note of it. Now, so this is very important topic. Generally we have some problems on these topics also in the previous years in IIT. Now, length of tangent, normal, subtangent and subnormal. Okay, so now see here, length of tangent, normal, subtangent, subnormal. First of all, let us identify those parts which is the length of tangent, which is length of subtangent, and which is the part of normal and subnormal. See here, this is length of tangent. What is that? PT or TP. Okay, so from point of contact to till the point of intersection of the tangent with x-axis, this PT or TP is the length of tangent. What is length of normal? Pn. So this is length of normal. And what is subtangent length? So projection of this P. So TP projection is TP1. So projection of TP on the x-axis is TP1. Let me repeat. Projection of TP on the x-axis TP1. Okay, the TP1 is length of subtangent. Similarly, what is the projection of normal NP on the x-axis? NP dash, NP1. Okay, that is length of subnormal. So let us find those. For that, we are going to take a projection here. projection of P as P1. Okay, now we are going to make a triangle here. Okay, now can I say if this point is x1 comma y1, so here to here x1 and this part is y1, so can I take this part as y1 or y? If I take point as x comma y, suppose, so this as y I can take. Okay, now so generally what is tan theta? M, slope, correct? So now let us find length of tangent. What is tangent there? PT or TP is the tangent, is the length of tangent. Okay, so length of tangent, length of tangent. Now tell me what is normal length there or subtangent? TP1. So length of subtangent, length of subtangent. Now similarly, what is the length of normal there? NP, correct? So NP is the normal length. So length of the normal we can. Okay, so length of the normal, length of the normal. Similarly, what is length of subnormal? NP1. So length of subnormal, length of subnormal. Clear? So length of tangent, length of subtangent, length of normal, length of subnormal. Let us find these lengths. First of all, let me find length of tangent, TP, means this value I need. Okay, now if you observe this triangle, right angle triangle, TPP1, TPP1, right angle triangle. Okay, in that, do you know this value, adjacent value? No. Do you know this opposite value? Yes. Why? And we need this hypotenuse, which is length of tangent. Means which ratio can I take? Which trigonometric ratio can I take? Opposite by hypotenuse, means sine. Okay, so now from that, if I take sine theta, so I am going to talk about tangent, tangent length, no? Okay, so let me take sine theta there. Sine theta equals to, what can I write? PP1 by TP1, correct? So what do you need? Sorry, PP1 by TP, correct? Now, so what is TP here? TP equals to, sine theta comes here, cosecant theta. So PP1 cosecant theta. Tell me, do you have any relation with tan theta for cosecant? No. But cosecant theta can be written as root of 1 plus cot square theta. So PP1, what is PP1 there? Y. Y into root of 1 plus cot square theta. Correct? So y into root 1 plus cot square means 1 by tan. 1 by tan means 1 by m. Okay? So 1 plus 1 by m square. So if you simplify this, what will you get? Y into y by m into root 1 plus m square. So this is the formula for length of tangent. What is that? Y into root 1 plus m square by m. Okay? So this is length of tangent. Now let us discuss about length of subtangent. Okay? So now subtangent, let me write subtangent. So subtangent, what is subtangent here? TP1, correct? So here, what do you need? TP1. And this one, Y, correct? So opposite by adjacent means tan I can use. So tan theta equals to, what can I write? PP1 by TP1. What do you need? TP1 you need. Okay, so TP1 equals to, I am taking TP1 as subject, tan theta down. So tan theta means m. So PP1 by m. So what is that? So what is PP1? Y. So y by m. Correct? So this is the formula for length of subtangent. And this is the formula for length of tangent. So now let us go for length of normal. Okay? So normal I am taking. So length of normal. Okay. So what is normal length here? PN. So in this triangle PN is See, observe, just see triangle like this. So this is hypotenuse, adjacent, opposite. So this is opposite, hypotenuse, this is adjacent. So now if I take cos theta there, adjacent by adjacent this one, because we don't know this value. Okay, NP1 is length of subnormal, that we didn't find. We know this value, adjacent by hypotenuse. So cos theta I can take. Okay, so in this way, here angle adjacent by hypotenuse. So PP1, so PP1 by NP. So we need NP now, correct? NP. So PP1 is Y. So cos theta comes here. So what can write? Secant theta. Correct or not? So is there any relation for secant theta to tan? Secant square theta equals to 1 plus tan square theta. Secant theta is root 1 plus tan square theta. So y into root 1 plus tan square theta. So what is tan theta? Slope. M. Y root 1 plus m square. So that is length of normal. So this is the formula for length of normal. Now let us find length of subnormal. Okay. So length of subnormal, let me take subnormal. Okay. So observe, angle is here. Subnormal means this one by this one. Can I take tan again? Opposite by adjacent. Opposite NP1. For this angle, opposite is this. Adjacent is this. Okay. So now what can write? Tan theta equals to NP1, because I need NP1, which is length of normal, correct? So NP1 by PP1. What is PP1? Y, correct? So if I write NP1, which is length of subnormal, so tan theta is M and PP1 Y. So what is formula for length of subnormal? My or Ym. Clear? So these are the formulas for length of tangent, subtangent, normal and subnormal. So now finally we have proved length of these tangent, normal, subtangent, subnormal. So now let us see how can we remember these formulas, okay, to apply in problems. In solving problems, how can we make use of these formulas? So first of all, for that, how can we remember these formulas? See, first, tangent, okay, tangent length, right? So tangent length, how can I write here? Tangent length, subtangent length. Tangent, subtangent, both are in fraction. Remember this one quality, okay? So one similarity, but remember, tangent property, tangent formula, it may be length of tangent or length of subtangent. That is in fraction, okay? So like that we can remember. So length of tangent, y into root 1 plus m square by m. And what is subtangent? Without root 1 plus m square, just y by m. Just y by m. So length of subtangent is just y by m without root 1 plus m square. Okay. Now normal is y into root 1 plus m square. Okay. So y into root 1 plus m square. So here m is not there. If you compare with tangent length, normal length, here by m, here no by m. Direct y into root 1 plus m square. And what about length of subnormal? Here y by m, length of subtangent. Subnormal y into m. Here y by m, here y into m. So like that, by comparing some similarities, we can remember these formulas. So tangent formulas in fraction. So what is length of tangent? Y into y by m into root 1 plus m square. What is length of subtangent? Y by m. Whenever length of subtangent is y by m, subnormal ym, y into m. Now length of normal, y into root 1 plus m square without m. Correct? So these formulas are important and we must know the proof, and we have to remember these formulas which are very important while solving problems. Clear? Make a note of it. Now, so let us discuss this concept, angle between two curves. Okay. Generally, what do you mean by angle between two curves? So for example, just we have seen angle between two straight lines, correct? Angle between two straight lines we have seen, correct? Angle between two straight lines we have seen, L1, L2, right? So but what do you mean by angle between two curves? Angle between two curves means angle between tangents of two curves. There are two curves. For those two curves we have drawn two tangents. We have drawn two tangents for the given two curves. Okay, now we are going to find angle between those curves. Okay, simply angle between tangents at one point of intersection of two curves is the angle between two curves. Okay, so now let us see diagram there. So here, now let us go for taking one curve, right? So this is another curve, right? So let me take this as y equal to f of x, and this is y equal to g of x. Okay, so two curves are there. Now we are going to draw tangents for those at one point of intersection. What is that? P. So let me draw one tangent. Okay, so this is one tangent. Let me take, so PT1. Okay, so tangent 1, right? Now, so let me draw one more tangent here for second curve, right? Now this is tangent 2. Okay, so now angle between those is the angle between two curves we call generally. Okay, so here angle between two curves, angle between curve 1 and curve 2. So this is curve 1, let us say, and this is curve 2. Okay, is angle between tangents. Angle between tangents. What are those tangents here? PT1 and PT2. Okay, so PT1 and PT1, PT2. Angle between two tangents of the given curves at one point of contact. Okay, so here at the point of contact, okay, at the point of contact, what is that? P. Generally, angle between tangents or angle between two normals, both mean same. Okay, so that is what angle between two curves, right? So the theta we are going to calculate. How can we find angle between two curves? By finding their slopes, right? How can we find slope of first curve and how can we find slope of second curve? Just we derivate first curve and substitute P point. We'll get slope 1, M1, that we have discussed already, right? Now, second curve, derivate second curve and substitute the same point, okay, same point which are given, then we'll get M2. After getting M1, M2, we are going to find angle between two tangents by using this formula. Tan theta equals to modulus of M1 minus M2 by 1 plus M1 M2. Okay, 1 plus M1 M2. Clear? So this is the formula for angle between two curves where M1 M2 are tangents. So M1 and M2 are the slopes. Okay, slopes of curves C1 and C2. Slopes of curve in the sense slope of first tangent, slope of second tangent. Clear? So this is the formula for angle between two tangents. Here one more concept we have. So generally, for example, let me take curve. Okay, so now, right, let me take two curves like this. Okay, now if you draw two tangents, let me draw one tangent for first curve. So this is tangent for first curve. Now let me draw one more tangent to second curve. To second curve, if you draw, so this is tangent 1, this is tangent 2. If you see, are these tangents are perpendicular? correct? So two tangents for the given curves are perpendicular. So whenever two tangents for the given curves are perpendicular, okay, then we say curves said to be orthogonal. Curves are going to cut orthogonally. Okay, so whenever curves are said to cut orthogonally if angle between those two tangents is 90 degrees. Means whenever two tangents are perpendicular, product of slopes is -1. M1 M2 M2 equals to -1. Clear? This point is very important. Whenever you are given curves cut orthogonally, then angle between both the tangent is 90. Both the tangents are perpendicular. Then condition for that is M1 M2 equal to -1. This value is -1. Whenever this value is -1, in the denominator 1 minus 1 0, something by 0 undefined. So whenever tan theta is undefined, so then tangents are perpendicular, something by 0 undefined, so degrees will be 90, angle will be 90 there. Okay, so that point is very important here. Take that point under note, which is very important. What can write? If two curves are said to be orthogonal, said to be cut orthogonal, anyway same. Okay, two curves are said to be orthogonal. Okay, if the tangents are perpendicular, see like this is a diagram. Okay, so then theta equals to 90 degrees. Okay, or this condition is the main M1 M2 equals to -1. Okay, so what is the condition? Whenever two curves are said to cut orthogonally, then M1 into M2 equals to -1. Generally, how can find M1 M2? Will derivate first curve and substitute that point of intersection. This is P. Okay, so derivate first curve, substitute point, will get M1, that is slope of first curve, and derivate second curve also and substitute the same point, will get M2. So finally, if you multiply those two slopes, if you get -1, then we can say curves are cutting orthogonally. So this is the maximum concept of tangent and normal subtopic in the chapter application of differentiation, application of derivatives. Okay, and generally we can expect one question compulsory for IIT from this topic, tangent and normal. Okay, most probably will be asked questions on find the equation of tangent, find the distance between two points of contact, like this. For example, one curve is there, so two tangents are drawn. Okay, two tangents are drawn for given curve. Then at P and Q, suppose outside point is A, then find the distance between P and Q. Okay, so we are going to find the shortest distance. Okay, now sometimes will be given curve, equation of curves will be in the form of parametric form, x equal to 80 square, y equal to 280. Correct? So 80 square comma 280 can be taken as one of the points on the curve. Always remember. So whenever curve is given in the form of parametric form, x equal to 80 square, y equal to 280, this is representing curve, means this point must lies on the curve. Okay, so now this point will be given, suppose 1 comma 2, right? Now, so whatever you find out slope of tangent, generally how can find slope of tangent in parametric form? dy by dx equal dy by dt by dx by dt. After finding dy by dt by dx by dt, that value should be equated to slope of this tangent. Anyway, 2 points are available here. Slope of these two will be equal to slope of tangent only, because this is also one of the tangent only, whose slope is slope will be equals to, can be equated to slope of this main curve, which will be obtained from dy by dt by dx by dt. Then we'll get the value of t. This point will become original. Okay, we'll get two values for t. Okay, by substituting two different values, we'll get two different points. After getting these 2 points, finding distance between those 2 points of contact will be very easy. Okay, whenever you know both the points, easily we can find distance between both the points by using distance formula. Root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. How can find this t value? Equate slope of AQ to slope of this one, which is obtained from dy by dt by dx by dt. Then only we'll be able to find the value of t. We'll get 2 values for t. We'll get 2 points. Then we can find distance between those 2 points of contact. Okay, which are drawn from one external point for the given curve. Okay. Anyway, by solving some problems, okay, so we'll come to understand what will be the difficulty level of the questions given in IIT from this topic. Okay, clear? So these are the maximum concept from this topic, from this particular topic, tangent and normal. Okay, and one question is compulsory for IIT from this topic. Okay, right. So hope you have understood. Right, in the next video we'll be going to discuss about increasing and decreasing and maxima and minima. Okay, make a note of it. Thank you all.